Welcome to another video. Okay, tonight we got New Parents 101 Part 5 Milk to Meals. Okay, so if you're a new parent and baby, it's coming up, they're getting closer and closer to one, and you're thinking about what should I do now? I know when my son was about to turn around, I was very nervous because I was a feeding mama. I don't know how you call it. I was pumping making them bottles, warming it up just right, adding him a little cereal, adding him a little milk, shaking it up, make sure he getting it. And I did that for almost 13 months. So I was kind of nervous about what did he eat. I started Googling things and I'm like, what do a 1 year eat? And if that is you, mom, you're okay. Now I've seen people talk about making the Purials or pure something. They start with a P, whatever it is. And somebody looking at me right now like, mm-hmm. But basically, what they do is they take I don't know how to say the term, but they start with a P, whatever the term is, and basically they take food and they blend it up and make it soft for the baby to be able to eat it. So I mean, you could start off there. Most people when they have one, the first thing somebody gonna always tell you to do is start with applesauce, start with mashed potatoes, start with things like that. But I will tell you from my experience, my first child, oh, he loved the mashed potatoes. Oh, he loved those soft macaroni cheese. Oh, he loved the applesauce. Oh, he loved the yogurt. Oh, he loved the baby food. When he first started, my 14-year-old, when he was one, oh, he loved all that. This one right here, oh no, we thought he was gonna eat everything you put to his lip. It was get it away. He didn't want nothing but the bottle, baby. So those breastfed babies, it might take a little extra, But what I would do is when you first introduce your little baby and they've been bottle fed, have a small bottle and then have a small plate and let them see, hand you things. You hand them things off the plate. Start with finger foods. Good finger foods will be like small crackers, something that can fit in their little fingertips because they're learning how to use their fingers. Small start with small things. I think the first plate that Noah, my 1 year old, ever had by himself were small crackers. He had small crackers. He had a small, like, I mean, they were cut up very finely. He had small sausage and he had small pancakes, and they were cut up like very, very small because he didn't even have teeth yet, but he was already one. So I just wanted him to try. And so what I noticed is that if you leave the plate, still watch it a safe distance. Don't ever leave them because they could choke. Um, but he would sample a little bit. And another thing, parents, don't expect your little person to eat like you or eat like your teenagers because everybody is different, and give them grace because some people like don't waste that food. I made that plate for you. When they look like they don't have any gum, they just got gums. They don't have any teeth. How they supposed to eat that food that you eat? You know what I'm saying? Even if you break it down, they're not gonna be able to chew. So at first, when you introducing them to food, they're just tasting everything. This taste, and they got to get used to texture. They got to get used to soft foods. They got to get used to hard foods. Like crackers is a different texture than applesauce. So it's a lot of stuff that they have to get used to. So just, I would say my best advice to you when you're going from milk to meals is to be patient with your toddler or your child. And try a lot of things. Like today, serve them this, okay? Then take note. Okay, out of this place, I gave him three things. What did he like? What did he gravitate to? And if you keep giving them plates, you will eventually see, okay, he liked the fruits, or he liked the pears. Oh, he liked the little pancakes. Oh, he didn't like the French toast sticks. Because certain things I'm learning now, my son won't touch. Like at first he loved gold what is they called? Them cheese and gold crackers or whatever they called. Goldfish. He loved them. But y'all weirdly, my son don't gravitate to the brand name ones. He gravitated to the ones that's from Dollar Tree. I don't know why. I think they both are good, but the ones from Dollar Tree has a cheesier taste. He doesn't really. I could put four of the brand name goldfish, and he just play with them like they toys. And another thing, you will have to show your toddler how to eat. Never assume because you know that it's food that they know it's food. I put things in front of him, and my son thought they were toys. He didn't realize that there was something to eat. You have to sit with your child and let your child see you eat. Okay. And because that they're learning, everything they're doing is because they saw you do it, they saw their brothers, their sisters, or somebody did it. So they're learning through seeing and copying and stuff like that. So some things they really think, okay, she put this before me. Oh, the goldfish that are on my plate, they're cars now. They don't know, so they're gonna have to show because that's what I assume. I assume that if I put Noah when he was just turned one in a chair, in a high chair, and place a plate in front of him, he just know what to do. No, I had to sit beside him. He had to watch me chew. He had to watch me. This so good. Yeah, you try. And he realized, oh, this that's right here goes in this hole in my mouth, or I have a hole in my mouth. Let me put it in there, and then he get to chewing, and then before you know it, he swallowed. But at first, he wouldn't eat anything. I literally took him to my father's house, and I told my dad, I said, I'm really worried about him because I'm about to start. It was came to the point where it was 13 months in the game, and I was like, I'm about to start. I'm done pumping. Like you about to cut him off. The doctor said that I could give him whole milk. And I was like, yeah, but I was worried that if he didn't have the milk that I was pumping out, he won't go eat nothing because everything you gave him, he was. Mm-mm. He didn't want nothing. I don't care what you could think of. We tried everything, okay? It just was not the daycare tried everything. And then finally one day I took him to my daddy house. He said that baby will eat. Y'all just got to show him how to. And I promise my daddy sat down with him and he was like, he gave him a bone, y'all. And I'm like, I went in straight parent mode, like, why would you give him a bone? My son had that bone. It was a chicken bone. It was a big old bone. And he was just chewing on it, sucking on the bone, cause the bone had so much flavor and juice on. Cause my daddy could cook for real, y'all. And he was chewing on the gristle and everything, and I just kept thinking, my baby gonna choke, my baby gonna choke. He said, no, he ain't. I started with a bone. Everybody in my house started with a bone. He got to know what it is. He'll figure it out when he bite it or try to know. He can't do nothing with it, but he enjoying that bone. And y'all, he carried that bone around their house all day, just. And then my daddy gave him something else. He gave him some mashed potatoes. He gave him when I watched when my daddy sat down and ate with him. He watched everything my daddy did before. I'm trying to stand up and feed him and put these strange things in his mouth, and he looking at me like, "Girl, not too much. You doing too much. Why you keep trying to put stuff in my mouth? I'm good. I'm good on it." But he sat and watched his grandfather. This is good. You want to try? This is good. He watched it and he was like, see, put in your mouth. When you put in your mouth, you do it like this. Yeah, you ain't got that many teeth, but you got to use the one. And at this time, my son had 4 teeth. He had 2 at the top, and he had 2 at the bottom. He said, you got to use what God gave you. And he was like, Papa, I ain't got that many teeth either. But I use what he, I mean, and he really went that extra and showed him how to chew it. And before you know it, they both were sitting there eating. Everything off my daddy plate, they both were eating. Because he did not. I didn't think that, we got to show these children how to do everything. So when you're going from milk to meals, just be patient with a child. Take your time with them. Understand that they're learning and they're developing. And different textures in their mouth going to taste different than the milk that you've been giving them. So they got to get used to textures. They got to get used to different tastes. And then be careful. Also, I would say keep a journal of what you're feeding them because when you have a new person, you might not know, okay, they might can have a allergic reaction to something. You don't want to feed them with something. So if you can't remember, okay, on Monday we tried this and that, okay, and then we noticed on Tuesday they ears and head were getting big. You want to take a notice on certain things like that, and you want to look for different allergies, even when you're trying different medicines. And because my son had a allergic reaction to something, look for different things. Parents, we got to be on P's and Q's and stuff like that. But when you're feeding food, just because you're not allergic to something, their system can be. So if you notice swellings of the eyes, lip, you notice that the child is coughing a lot, or they're pulling on their ear, that could be a sign of a allergic reaction. So parents, we got to take notes and be careful when we're introducing them to foods. And I think that certain things should be introduced when they get older. Like I see parents giving children seafood. I wouldn't recommend that because, first of all, seafood food is kind of expensive, and you'll be wasting it if they don't eat it. But I feel like a lot of people that are allergic to anything is allergic to seafood. Okay. Stay away from spicy foods as well. I myself love spicy food, but I'm not supposed to eat it. If I'm going to eat something spicy, I have to take a bitter drill before I say it. Because if not, you see this head, it'd be 2 times bigger. My eyes swell up, my lips get big, my nose spread out some more. Look at it. My nose started itching just soon as soon as I started talking about it, because my body know I'm not supposed to. I'm allergic to some kind of spice. The doctor cannot understand which one, but I found out like my favorite food is hot wings. I love me some hot beans. Give me the hot beans, loaded baked potato, and some sauteed broccoli, baby, or some broccoli with some cheese, baby. I'm the happiest girl on the world. My feet be swinging. I be eating and dancing and just be happy, but I'm not supposed to eat it. So I'm not supposed to eat it. So I didn't know this. I didn't know this. And this allergy just happened all of a sudden because I'm like, have I been doing this? Have I been having a small reaction, not noticing it? But we as parents, we have to notice that because a child that young, like when Noah now he can talk a little bit, but he couldn't verbalize, "Hey, mom, when I eat broccoli, it make my left butt cheek itch." Okay, we gotta look for rashes. We gotta look for these things. So be careful when feeding different foods. It's your child. It's your choice. You can feed them whatever you want, but also take notes of things. Look for swelling. Look for allergic reaction as well. But if it's really bothering your child, will let you know. You'll look for red spots in different areas and stuff like that. Because when Noah had a allergic reaction, and it was not to food, it was actually to medicine. He went to the hospital. um he went to the hospital because he kept pulling on his ear and he was very irritated. But I didn't realize that all his bottom teeth was coming in, because when teeth grow, you don't just see them hit the surface. They got to come pull through they had to pull through the gum. And so he was very irritated, crying, and that's not him. Noah's very laid back, cool. He might whine a little bit here and there, but he's not like a whiner kid. Usually he keeps himself busy. He watches little cartoons. He plays with his toys. And he gonna come visit with you every about 5 to 6 minutes. I'm gonna visit with you a little. Then he gone about his business. You don't got to worry about him. But for him to be crying and he wouldn't leave my side, he wanted to sit in my lap. He keep pulling on his ear, and it got bad. And he kept waking up back to back. I knew something was wrong, so I took him to the hospital, and they gave me some I think it's called amoxicillin. Now his father is allergic to penicillin, and I ain't put two together. I guess that him and his father, anything that got psyllin in it, they can't take. And I learned the hard way. And y'all, he had a allergic reaction that was supposed to help his ear, and it made it worse. Um, he kept pulling on his ear. He kept rubbing his nose like this. Every time he would take the medicine, he would cry because it was nasty anyway. He will cry, and yeah, I taste it. If I taste anything, I'm gonna put it. And that's another thing too, parents. When you're feeding your child, taste your child food before. Okay, even when y'all doing these bottles, taste it. You might be like, oh, whatever. You don't want to put nothing in your baby mouth that you didn't taste yourself. Okay, because you can be using a bottle, and if you didn't properly clean it, you're not knowing that once you take it out the bottle or the liquid is coming to the top, the nipple could be sour or something like that. But if you taste it, you would know. Okay, so I recommend tasting your children free. Now I ain't saying eating up their whole plate, but taste it to make sure that everything, their utensils that they use and everything. Make sure that everything is clean and properly, taste them right. Because sometimes, like I said before, little people cannot verbalize, "Hey, mama, this tastes funny." It might not be that they don't want to eat. It might just be something that tastes funny. Okay, but anyway, if you're making that you know, from to a plate, just be patient, okay? You got this, girl. All I can say is just try different things, and eventually you'll figure out what your toddler likes. Eventually you'll see what he really like, what he don't. But make sure you try to add a vegetable or a fruit to the meal, okay? Because they might just like Cheetos. They can't live on Cheetos alone. Cause my son used to call him a Cheeto head. You a Cheeto head, cause baby, that's all he wanted. He didn't want the other stuff. He want to eat that Cheeto and push that plate back. No better. So limited Cheetos. So if you know that he like Cheetos, give him 2 big Cheetos, and then put the little fruit up there. Then put up a meat or some kind of thing up there. Like maybe put a small amount of spaghetti and put him 2 Cheetos, and then give him something healthy like either broccoli or a small thing of cut up broccoli or some kind of veggie or string beans or something. But start off small. And if you notice that your children do not like vegetables, stuff like that, when they get older, whatever their favorite character is, tell them that they eat them. I used to tell my older son, because oh my God, he loved Spider-Man and Batman. So I used to be like, you know, Spider-Man, when you know how he make his will, right? He said, how? He eat a lot of broccoli and green food. That's the only way you can make your well. You know how Batman, he can take off in the night and glide? The only way he could do that is if he eat his string beans. And we used to tell him that he used to eat all his stuff. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be like Spider-Man. And that's how you're going to have to get your children, y'all. You're going to have to tell them stuff. Y'all going to have to be creative. And parents, y'all need to work together. Like, yeah, that's how you do it. Uh-huh. And you know why such and such can fly, or if they like people that fly, they add a lot of stuff. And then they'd be like, well, I can't fly. You got to eat more vegetables. You got to get creative as older as they get. But anyway, that transfer from milk to meal, it's going to be a challenge. But y'all going to get to it. Because guess what? That belly going to run. Their belly going to run, and it's going to wonder, okay, how you eat this, mom? How you eat this, dad? And if they see you eating it, eventually they will too. Okay, be patient. You got this. Anyway, I thank you so much for taking your time out to come and press. Anyway, I thank you so much for coming to take time out your schedule to come and press play. I hope you and I wish you very much luck and joy with your little ones, and I hope that this video was rewarding enough to watch as it was to make for you. Anyway. Thank you so much for clicking play. See you on the next one. If you haven't already, hit that like button on your way out. And also drop me a heart in the comments. And you can hit that, well, I already said that like button, but hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Anyway, love you so much. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Bye, besties.